Welcome back and welcome in to TB Sports 27 here on this weekend stream for you guys, and we are officially back into our XFL action now that we have finished up the lost season of Revolution Pro Football. We're able to do that as part of All Pro Football 2K8. We were able to revisit that, and we were able to claim a new champion. The lost season came to a conclusion, Season 5, and you can see all the results of that in our playlist at All Pro Football 2K8. Congratulations to the new Revolution Bowl champions, but now we are moving on to the new league, the new investor, Pat Summerall, putting his money in, and we're continuing as the renamed RXFL Revolution Football Legends here. We're going to have it. It's going to be Revolution Bowl 6 going forward, continuing the name here, but we're moving on. And we got two former teams that we saw play as part of the Revolution Pro Football League. This one, it's going to be the Portland Lumberjacks and the Columbus Aviators. Columbus, formerly the Columbus Crusaders, now led by Joe Montana, and Portland, formerly the Portland Ironmen, now the Portland Lumberjacks. These were two expansion clubs. Now this season, you see the Lumberjacks, one of two only unbeaten teams in the league here. The Lumberjacks at 4-0, and the former Ann Arbor Annihilators, now the Chicago Wolverines, are also undefeated at 5-0, the runners-up in last season's Revolution Bowl 5. Go ahead and give us a follow, a subscribe here on YouTube, and as well on Twitter. If you've been following along with us on Twitter, we are posting some updates earlier today, and we updated the Season 5 stat book for Revolution Pro Football. That's up on Patreon, and we also uploaded another 4 episodes of our Arena Football series from the Georgia Force and the Classic. That is up on Patreon as well. We're planning on doing a doubleheader today, 2 streams. So if you want to get your requests in, I'm going to go ahead and throw it down now. If you follow us on Twitter, TB Sports 27 on Twitter, check us out there. Any requests that you put in over at Twitter, if you follow and make a request, we'll take your request and we'll look at doing that for the second part of this doubleheader stream. But for right now, it is Columbus and it is Portland. We're planning on doing a doubleheader of this here, of our XFL action, with the Monday night game being Tom Brady and the Atlanta Dirty Birds going up against Terry Bradshaw and the LA Kiss. But we'll take your requests over on Twitter, TB Sports 27, a follow and a request, and we'll take that all in. We got some of the folks joining us. Brian is here. Welcome in. Glad to have you guys here. So let's jump into the action. Number 3 team, the Portland Lumberjacks, the Aviators, I believe, coming in. We start ranking the teams 6 weeks in, and the Aviators are 16th ranked, so 16 versus number 3 here in this battle. And we got to swap to, there's the Aviators, so we can actually pick and play as them. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and jump into this battle. Undefeated undefeated Portland Lumberjacks, rather, and the Columbus Aviators. Let's see what we gotta look at the unis always, you know. Should we go with the black or the all white on the road? I don't know. All white's kind of cool. It's kind of different, right? So we can rock that, and then we know Portland, they got the brown and red unis here. They can go all brown. They can go mono brown. It's the only sock option, huh? Okay. I say we rock it. All right, let's do it. Portland, the former Portland Ironmen, who you guys saw come just short of a Revolution Bowl 5 appearance, their second year in the league, but now rebranded as the Portland Lumberjacks, and the Columbus Crusaders, who are also in their second year. And you can see some of the impressive stats from Joe Montana and Russell Wilson right there on the screen. Of course, Chuck Bednarik of the famous Bednarik Award. And it'll be good to get back into our XFL action here. I got to figure out a way for Drew Gulak to get back in the action on my WWE 2K22. We'll be hoping to get back into some 2K22 maybe later this weekend or or perhaps sometime later this week. Of course, as previously mentioned, coming up at the end of the month, at the end of July, so in another 2 weeks, I'm going to be off because I'm going to be visiting my family up in North Dakota. So I will not be streaming, but we will still take your Patreon requests and all your comments over on Twitter and on Patreon. So stay active with us there. While we won't be streaming with you guys, as I'll be on vacation, we'll still take in all your requests and all that fun stuff. And I'll be jumping into your chat back and forth, too. I'm using my phone. I got the new Samsung Fold 3, so I got the roster sheet so I can call these guys' names out for you. But I'm also going to, I can't have 3 things up, so I got 2 different roster sheets up. I don't know, maybe I can just copy and paste it all in one. But I got 2 roster sheets up on a split view, and then I'm going to be jumping back and forth to the YouTube comments periodically. So keep the comments coming. But periodically, I'm going to be shifting back and forth between the rosters and your comments. So we'll see. Can Portland keep this thing going? Undefeated season here. And as mentioned, the other undefeated team, the former Ann Arbor Annihilators, who've been the class of the league for many, many years. And once again, they're starting here off 5-0. This time led by a stacked defense. And the Wolverines got the Philadelphia Benjamins coming up on the docket here. Pat McAfee, the great Pat McAfee, who kicking the ball off. He just signed a nice contract with WWE to extend his time there. And there you see Joe Montana. 3-2 record. He spent his first 5 seasons as part of the Revolution Pro Football League in Salt Lake City. He took the Salt Lake City to 2 Revolution Bowls, winning the first one. But ever since then, it was 3 consecutive playoff appearances and 3 consecutive seasons with 3 consecutive missing of the postseason. So coming into the new league, he had an opportunity to sign with the now Salt Lake City Elks, and he decided to sign with the Columbus Crusaders, who would eventually go on to become the Columbus Aviators. So you're getting a look at the Columbus Aviators here, but after 5 seasons, I'd say minimally successful seasons for Joe Montana in Salt Lake City, he decided to sign with Columbus. And the give to Bo Jackson. And that'll be a first down for the Aviators. Of course, it is somewhat interesting to note that there was an opportunity for Joe Montana to return to San Francisco, as we did not have a San Francisco squad in the previous league, in the Revolution Football League, but we do now, as the San Francisco Demons, the former XFL team, were able to become a new franchise here, but he did not sign with them, so he decided to go to Columbus. Must have been a very good offer that Columbus offered for him to sign and become the new quarterback of the Aviators. So here we go. 2nd down and 11 for Montana and company. Quick pass, and that is Kellen Winslow for another first down. And Joe Montana already, at least stat-wise, you know, we talked about it, this team ranked pretty low down there, 13th. Not quite the number 3 ranking that the Lumberjacks have, but you look at the numbers for Montana, and he has been playing pretty impressively, and he's going to continue that here. Back-to-back receptions out there to Kellen Winslow. Of course, we named the brand new owner, the commissioner of the league, expanding now from 16 teams last season in the shortened season to the now 32-team season with all legends, without the scrub players. They give to Bo Jackson up the middle, and Vaughn Johnson coming in and getting the stop for a loss of yards. So here's a look at your Portland Lumberjacks, and of course a tumultuous adventure for the Lumberjacks, as last season they were the Portland Ironmen, and then there was a front office financial situation where they're going to try to move the team to either San Diego or Oakland, and there was a big disagreement about that. They even played a handful of games last year as just the Ironmen while they were trying to move out of Portland, and Bo Jackson has to fight for it, but he gets the first down. Eventually, Pat Summerall, when he brought the lost season back for Season 5, He said, put this team back in Portland, let them finish as the Iron Men. And then, of course, the going into this season, the rebranding, some of the staff would end up going to San Diego, and they would take those famous gold, black, and silver colors as the San Diego Aftershock. And then the rest of the front office would stay and rebrand as the Portland Lumberjacks, as Ken Burrow. Fantastic play right there. And the Aviators are close to striking first on a very impressive opening drive here on the undefeated Portland Lumberjacks. So a bit of a split there, and that's not the only front office team with the split. If you want to see the rest of those stories, you can check that out in the archives, in the playlist and of the lost season. Touchdown, Bo Jackson. And on the board first is the Columbus Aviators on a long drive that results in a very nice touchdown. We'll see, did Jackson get in? Hard to see if the knee was down or the ball crossed first, but referees call it, and they're going to give it the touchdown. So extra point here, Matthew McCrane for the Aviators. Ooh, that one was, that one was off target. I haven't kicked in this game for quite a while. Kyler Murray holding. So the missed extra point and a very nice 9-play drive leading to a touchdown. The extra point was missed, so that's going to put the Aviators a little behind here if Portland can kind of match him here. So we're talking about not the only team that's split, and I'm planning on up on Patreon posting so you guys can kind of follow along the teams that did move from Revolution Pro Football teams to Revolution Football Legend teams. And Russell Wilson, we're going to talk about a quarterback performance. 8 touchdowns, no interceptions here into Week 6 for the undefeated, third-ranked Portland Lumberjacks. But we also saw the front office split of the members of the St. Louis Rhinos and the Salt Lake City Fury, where a couple of their front offices switched, and you see the purple and gold of Salt Lake City now in St. Louis. And, of course, the yellow and blue colors of St. Louis now in Salt Lake City, as those front offices also had a bit of a split. Zach Green, welcome, my friend. Glad to have you, Zach. Glad to have you aboard. Glad to have you for Portland and Columbus here. Number 3 in the league, Portland Ironmen. And Russell Wilson's going to take off. Big opening, and Russ gets out of bounds. First down, Lumberjacks. Russell Wilson, brand new to the Revolution Football Legends League. And of course, as we mentioned, Joe Montana. This will be his 6th season, his first with Columbus. So 1st and 10, the give. No, it's going to be a play fake, and could not hold his block. It's going to be a quarterback sack for the Aviators. Larry Grantham. And just a poor job. Offensive line there, unable to hold the block. Can't get a number on him. You see Grantham coming in, and as soon as the play fake happened, Russell Wilson turned right into that. Trying to keep pace with the Wolverines as the only undefeated team here in the league. Wilson. Ooh, that might have been the first interception. It was knocked away. And we'll get a look at the defense here for the Aviators. SummerSlam, yes. We got folks waiting for SummerSlam. Are you going to go to SummerSlam? It's in Nashville, right? Pretty close. All right, Columbus, they've got him held. I don't know what those exclamation points mean, but 3rd and long here. And Wilson, he broke away. Wilson broke away, and it's incomplete. Impressive effort by Russell Wilson. The corner blitz, Wilson broke away and was able to sling it away down the field to old school Del Schofner. And Schofner could not bring it in. Schofner had it, but you can see Dale Carter in the defense. So we'll see. The Lumberjacks pumped this away, and We've seen a number of blowouts in some of the games that we've streamed for you guys here of the Revolution League. We were calling it the Relocation Football Legends. Now we're going to keep that Revolution name, the Revolution Football Legends. But we've seen a number of blowouts. This week, though, Week 6 has had quite a few close matchups in the games that we've streamed with you guys. Houston and New England was a close battle, as well as Tampa Bay and Mexico City was also a close battle. But we'll see if that continues the trend here, or we can get some more blowouts. Slow start for Bo Jackson. And this one, just a handful of yards. But a hot start for Joe Montana. And Joe Montana remains perfect as he connects with Wilson. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Aviators. I kind of like the all-white look for Columbus. I might go with that. The all-white on the road and the all-black at home. I kind of like it. I know they kind of a similar color scheme to the Toronto Huskies, led by RG3. First and 10, Columbus, and Montana back to pass again. And Kellen Winslow, Montana and Winslow have been the 1-2 punch so far in this game. Perfect 7 of 7. Joe Montana is in this game on the road here in Portland. And Bo Jackson again. Not able to find that opening, so the passing attack remains strong, but the rushing game for the Aviators not quite there yet. As we saw down below, the Cheetahs and the Oilers. Somebody is going to get their first win. 0-9 combined between those two teams. Who you guys got in that one? North Florida and Tennessee. Of course, the Tennessee Toxic front office split up. And a mutual splitting up, though. This was not a feuding, and Bo Jackson is injured. So Bo Jackson comes out as he gets roughed up. And we'll see who comes in relief. Jackson not happy. As we said, a slow start for him, but also the injury. And you see coming into the game now, number 28, that is Ronnie Brown, replacing the injured Bo Jackson. Blitz is on, and Montana couldn't get rid of it. It's going to be picked up by the Lumberjacks. Eddie Jackson is the one that picked it up. So the blitz coming, Montana unable to read it. You know, what number was that came in and forced it? Was that, if that was 79, that was Gino Marchetti. And that was Marchetti. So Gino Marchetti forcing the fumble, and the Lumberjacks take over. So the first blunder back-to-back coming for the Aviators with the injury to Bo Jackson, and then that fumble putting the Lumberjacks in great field position. This should be a competitive matchup, though. Steven Davis. Or it's going to be Terrell Davis. I thought that was Steven Davis. And bruised ribs. So Jackson's going to come out. It looks like they're going to put Maurice Jones-Drew in. But it is Terrell Davis, so you want to talk about a couple of Denver Broncos out there, and Russell Wilson, Terrell Davis leading this Lumberjack squad. TD. Neither running game has picked things up just yet here in the early going. But we were mentioning the Oilers. That was a mutual splitting, not a feud. There's a first down there. Not a feud splitting, but a mutual splitting. And speaking of Denver Broncos, there's another one, Rod Smith. Boy, you got a whole bunch of Denver Broncos on this team, in this Lumberjacks team. You got, I think we probably mentioned this before, but Demarius Thomas you got on this team. Rod Smith you got on this team. You got Terrell Davis on this team. Russell Wilson. All kinds of former Denver Broncos here. But a mutual splitting. The Tennessee Toxic, their front office decided to split and have half the management go to Memphis to create the Memphis Egyptians, and then the other half go to Nashville. and the Tennessee Oilers. So a mutual splitting as opposed to the split that happened with Salt Lake City and St. Louis, and the split that happened, the ugly split that happened with the Portland and San Diego front offices. So Russell Wilson is going to move around in the pocket and go deep. It was caught but out of bounds by Carter. And Carter's had a couple of nice stops down the field. We'll see if they're in field goal range here for Pat McAfee. Not Pat McAfee's a punter, right? Look at this, the blitz. Wilson picked it up and tried to get rid of it, but swatted away by Larry Grantham. And it would be about a 55-yard kick or so if they wanted to attempt it. So instead, they're just going to go ahead and punt this one away, and we'll see what McAfee can do with it, the great Pat McAfee. He's going to try to hit that coffin corner. You see at the bottom of the screen, that's the game. If we don't get any requests, that's what we are planning on streaming with you next. The Atlanta Dirty Birds and the LA Kiss. But again, we are open to taking requests right now on Twitter. If any of you guys follow us on Twitter and send a request over there, we'll take them all in and we'll pick. And that's what we'll stream next with you guys. So hit us up what you want to see. But if we don't get any, then we're going to go with the LA Atlanta, which that is a good game. Maybe you guys want to see that. But the Dirty Birds, boy, there is nothing open. Montana just had to scramble around and finally dumped it off to Burrows. 9 of 9 for Montana. Montana, of course, not a runner. But yeah, I mean, Atlanta and LA, that's going to be a top game. Of course, Atlanta and both of those teams are former RXFL or RFL, RPL, Revolution League teams, as the Atlanta Dirty Birds are the former Birmingham Maulers, who they moved up to Atlanta and signed a deal with the Atlanta Falcons to lease the logo and the Dirty Bird name. And, of course, the LA Kiss is the former, look at this, deep down the field. And, oh, it's still caught. Are you kidding me? Kellen Winslow makes the grab, and Montana remains perfect, 10 of 10. Everything going the right way for the Aviators right now. That's unbelievable. I mean, tipped off of the hands of Ernest Givens and right into the hands of Winslow. Nicely done there. But yes, the LA Kiss, the former Huntington Beach Killer Whales, as the Killer Whales front office decided to get out of the football game and focus on tourism. So they sold their franchise to Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, who formerly had the arena football team, but wanted to get back into the football game. So this is their first outdoor football adventure. And, of course, moving the team back to L.A., but with the commitment that they are going to continue to play a handful of games in the stadium in Huntington Beach. How about a screen pass and Bo Jackson back in there, and Bo staying on his feet, and that is a very productive run for the captain, Bo Jackson. But yeah, much like the Annihilators, where they are also they moved to Chicago to become the Chicago Wolverines, they're also going to have a commitment to play 2 games in Ann Arbor. And much like the North Florida Cheetahs, where they're going to be based up in Jacksonville, but they're going to play games in Gainesville and Tallahassee. The LA Kiss will play a handful of games in Huntington Beach, as to not completely abandon the city. And I believe the Dirty Birds as well will play a couple of games in Birmingham. So all the ins and outs, all the fun of the league and all the teams moving around and whatnot. So, all right, here we go. 2nd and 13. Montana stays perfect. 12 of 12. No running game of which to speak of, though. We continue to say it. But it has been a struggle for Bo Jackson. Terrell Davis also hasn't had any big plays yet. 3rd and long here in Montana. Incomplete. It is dropped by Lionel Taylor. And there's your first incompletion of the game for the Aviators. So they'll go to try to add some more points on the board here. And this is Matthew McCrane. He missed the extra point. This one's looking good, though, and it is good. So, can't make the extra point, but he nails the field goal. It is 9-0. Aviators over the Lumberjacks here. Beautiful stadium here in Portland, Oregon. And the very, very unique color scheme. The brown and red of the Lumberjacks.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it. Let's play.
Wilson's going to take off. Getting a nice block, and there goes Russell Wilson. Couldn't find a good spot to slide. Richard Sherman coming in and knocking off his former teammate there, hitting him hard. But a big run for Russell Wilson. I don't even think he saw Sherman coming. He thought he had an opening. Yeah, Sherman just came from the side and nailed him, but nicely done there by Wilson, who's had one of the better runs of the ball game for either side. You just saw the low rushing numbers at the top of your screen. There's the give to Davis, and boy, again, the defense coming in. There's Dan Hampton of the Aviators. You're getting a look at Larry Brooks there. What's it going to take for either of these guys to get the running game going here? 2nd and 12, Wilson. Screen pass. And it is reeled in by Del Schofner. 3rd down and 7. Where Schofner missed that big opportunity earlier. Would have been a highlight reel play. Russell Wilson breaking loose from that sack. And pressure coming. Russell Wilson rolling out, and he's going to get it out to Rod Smith. And Smith is, yes, they are going to give him the 1st down. So Lumberjacks will move the chain on that one. And Wilson's legs have been critical here in this game, doing a nice job keeping things alive. Gets rid of it again, and that one will be, no, I think they're actually going to call that one incomplete. Second down and 10. Screen pass set up, couldn't get rid of it. Play did not develop quick enough. And Brown getting in there and bringing down Russell Wilson. That's the first sack of the game on Russell Wilson. So here we go. 3rd down and long for the Lumberjacks, the undefeated Lumberjacks here. And Wilson, yeah, pretty much once you get that defender, and it's Chuck Bednarik, once you get that defender right in your face with this game, there's no getting rid of that ball, no matter how hard you try. I mean, Bednarik was right there, yeah, you can see he was winding up. But another failed drive here. So Pat McAfee on once again for the punt. And this one will, it will bounce in the end zone.
Let's go, baby.
A little too much onto that one. And here come the Aviators, who have been relatively successful offensively. 9 points on the board. And off to Bo Jackson, but the rushing game on both sides continues to be a complete mess. Both these defenses have these rushing games on lockdown. You see Darrelle Revis, the great Darrelle Revis. 2nd down and long here for the Aviators. Plenty of time for Montana. That was beautiful. Montana just had all day in the pocket, and he was able to step up and find Ken Burrow. See if we can't get a replay of this one. But that was a really nice job by the offensive line. Or you're getting the tail end of it here. But where the rushing game is struggling for the Aviators, the passing game continuing well here. Montana unable to shake that. And that's a quarterback sack. Chris Handberger coming in on the linebacker blitz, and unfortunately the play call for the Aviators were curl routes, and there's nowhere for Montana to go as the players had not curled yet. And we have hit the 2-minute warning in this one. Columbus leading 9-0 on the road against the third-ranked, undefeated Portland Lumberjacks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And here we go. Here we go again.
Kellen Winslow, another grab for him.
Young Trip is here, baby. Young Trip is here.
We'll see if they just continue to keep the ball in Montana's hands as good as he's been. Although Jackson has had his struggles. Incomplete, are you kidding me? That one knocked away. Ernest Givens. Boy, you couldn't have had an easier play than Givens had, and he just couldn't hang on to it. We'll take a look at the double feature. I mean, Givens had his man beat, and it just got knocked away. So 4th down, and Columbus on to punt. Seen some good offense in this one, but a nice defensive battle as well. Todd Sauerbrunn. We'll see where this... Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. That's a thing of beauty. And a big opportunity for Columbus, too. Now they get a chance to try to hold here. Call some timeouts. They'll get the ball back. Great field position with a lot of time on the clock if they don't allow the Lumberjacks a first down here. And Terrell Davis, one of the better runs for any running back in this one. And you see the timeout going ahead and taken by the Aviators. We'll see if Portland wants to try to put a drive together with this minimal time as well. I think once a first down happens, that's it for Columbus and their hopes of trying to get the ball back. And there you go, Rod Smith. Oh, Rod Smith going to break loose. How about it? They're going to go hurry up here. A couple of seconds ticking off the clock. Wilson going to go empty set. And right back to Rod Smith. Portland taking the timeout here. 9-0, but Portland's on the hunt.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, watch the slant.
Looking like just identical plays, just continuing to get the ball into the hands of Rod Smith. They're going to fake spike it. Why is the ball not being thrown? Are you kidding me? The game glitched. I was hitting the button to throw the ball, and it wasn't throwing the ball. That's crazy. If I'm lying, I'm flying. But I know how to do this. Get off of this. I don't know if it was a glitch, but look at, or if this is where the glitch happened. But I was hitting the ball, and you can see him trying to throw the ball, but I was pressing the button, so that was a disaster. And whenever glitches happen, we always just blame it on the referee. We'll say the referee had a bad call, so we'll just say a bad holding call or something was made. So 17 seconds left, only one timeout now left for the Lumberjacks. A blitz coming for the Aviators, and with that, they're going to have to take the final timeout here. So you have a chance to take a shot at the end zone, but it's risky. If you get sacked or you don't get in the end zone, you're done, and you lose points. So they're really going to have to be careful about this one. And they are going to get it into the end zone, but it's going to be intercepted. And that's the first interception of the season for Russell Wilson. Brig Owens with the INT. And the Lumberjacks don't get any points. An attempt at a quick one, and it was one-on-one coverage. And once again, it was Schofner, who's not been having the greatest game, but he kind of lets his man get in front of him. I mean, it was, like I said, we can take a look at a cleaner angle here. There's some discussion happening on the sideline, but obviously it was meant to be a quick pass. And did Schofner even call for it? It looked like he's looking back. But you can see where Wilson releases the ball. He's hoping it to be a one-on-one coverage. What do you guys think? Is that on Wilson, or is that the fact that Schofner didn't come back for it? He let his man step up and take it and beat him. You got to stay aggressive as well if you're the wide receiver in that situation, I do declare.
Here we go.
So we'll see one more play here. And the Aviators will waltz into halftime with a shutout on the board. So it's 9-0 in this one. And it is all Aviators so far. What do you guys think? Well, we'll see how the second half goes. Of course, we know the Lumberjacks will get the ball first to begin the second half. See head coach Carol Pete there. Morgan's going to take this one out. You know the rules. We're going to return every kick in the RXFL. No touchback rules. Forget about it. We're going to have kick returns in this league. All right, undefeated season at stake here for the Lumberjacks. And they got to get going. Well, that was not it there. Wilson only going 50% of his passes so far in this one. Wilson is going to try to roll out. The game's glitching again, but Wilson is going to get the first down. So Wilson, 53 yards on the ground. And he's got some words for Grantham. Grantham's had a couple of hits on Wilson in this one. But this somewhat Denver Broncos team with all the Denver Broncos players are struggling. But here goes Terrell Davis. And you only knew it wasn't going to be long. He's got Richard Sherman in pursuit. And finally, Davis knocked out of bounds by Dale Carter. But how about Terrell Davis? Biggest run of the game for either running back. And the Lumberjacks, it must have been one hell of a halftime speech by Carol Pete. And they're in business. Back outside again to Davis. Back to back, pitching it outside. And Davis heading for the corner, and he gets knocked out by Casey Hayward. But this has been quite the turnaround here for the Lumberjacks. And now it's going to be the big guys up front. Fred Taylor blocking, and Terrell Davis is in. Touchdown, Lumberjacks. And they are right back into this one, folks. It is a ball game again. Both teams actually scoring touchdowns on the opening drive. The Aviators in the first half, the Lumberjacks in the second half. The extra point is booted through. Ray Wershing. The Adrian Amos Jr. I hate when the freaking thing doesn't register. That's all right, just be a short kick. Nine to 7. That's got to be a scoregami or something, right? I don't know. It's a very unique score. Joe Montana taking his first steps out onto the field for the second half here. And down goes Montana. Lance Briggs. The linebacker's sack onto Montana. Second and 18. And the run stopping has kind of forced the Aviators into a pass-heavy offense. They can't really run the ball. They do get the first down there. Lionel Taylor gets the first. for the Aviators.
Here we go. 30 base. Check. Snap.
And Bo Jackson, so it seems like for both of these teams, it might be running to the outside is the way to go. You see Jackson's numbers on the day. Just 33 carries across 14 touches, but that's one of his biggest plays, and it was going to the outside. Let's see if they try it again. They're going heavy to the left side. Look at the stacked line. And here it goes again. And Bo, that time, though, sniffed out. Couldn't fool him twice. Eddie Jackson stopping Bo.
Set. And Lobo. Watch the curl. Ready.
Montana one-on-one. Intercepted. Looking for Gibbons. Picked off by Earl Thomas. Montana tried to go on one-on-one coverage, but I actually don't think that is Earl Thomas. I said Earl Thomas because I saw E. Thomas, so I just assumed, but obviously that is an old school face mask, so that's not Earl Thomas. Another E. Thomas. Soko is back to Portland here. Did the Ironmen and the Crusaders ever play each other last season? Not sure, but Terrell Davis, successful outing last go-around. Not so much here. Dan Hampton, the old neck roll. We got to bring back the neck roll. The classic. Where's the love for the neck roll, man? 9-7 Columbus, Portland here. Russell Wilson. Schofner has not had a great game. Had some drops and then had, I call it the blunder at the end of the half there that allowed the INT to happen where he kind of got beat by his defender. But it's 3rd down and 2. And they're going to give it to Davis. And Davis is going to get the first down. Dan Hampton there, but not before TD picked up the first. So it's kind of the tale of two different games right now where it was all Aviators in the first half. Now it's all Lumberjacks in the second. Well, there's going to be a tackle for a loss of yards. Larry Grantham getting to the backfield. Second and 12 for the Lumberjacks. Russ. Pressure coming, just gets rid of it to Schofner. And Schofner driven down by Dale Carter. So 3rd and 6 for the Lumberjacks here. Get another tight contest of what's been a number of blowouts here in the early going of the RXFL. That one is going to be a first down for the Lumberjacks. Marcellus Bennett, his second grab. Portland fans happy to have a team come back. They thought they were going to lose their team after one season. As we said, part of that front staff did go to San Diego to create the aftershock. But the other half stayed here, and you have the Portland Lumberjacks. Wilson's going to take off, and he's got the speed. Oh, my goodness, what a hit. That one went out of bounds, but it was Allen Ellis. But what a big hit that was. Unbelievable. Wilson with the speed, and watch this hit. Oh, my goodness. But he's okay, folks. So 3rd and 1. Big one for the Lumberjacks, and Terrell Davis has it, and then some. Aviators led the whole way, but this third quarter has flipped this game quite a bit here. Blitz coming. Wilson gets rid of it to Marcellus Bennett. And the Lumberjacks are in control.
Stop your whining.
They're coming again. Wilson to Bennett. Aviators just teeing off. Look at this, they're teeing off again. Here they come. Oh my goodness, dropped by Bennett. 3 in a row, Marcellus Bennett, and he can't get it. 3rd and 6.
Right there in the middle, 55. Oh, here we go. Oh.
Wilson, intercepted. Didn't see him coming at all. Dale Carter, who's made a number of big plays in this one with the INT. 2nd of the season for Russell Wilson. That's 2 red zone interceptions for the Columbus Aviators. Dale Carter just kind of stepped up out of nowhere and took that one away from Russ. And we go back to Columbus on offense. My goodness, what a game. Low-scoring defensive battle, but nothing short of excitement in this one. Bo Jackson's rough day continues. You see the total yards, there's been plenty of action on both sides of the ball. Dangerous play. They get rid of it to Jackson, and even on the screen, Jackson isn't able to get going. So 3rd and long, and if you're the Aviators, you just try to bail out, punt it away, and play for good defense, which that's what the game's kind of suggesting. Or do you try to force it? I mean, as good as Montana's played. And Kellen Winslow is not going to get the first down. Jarrell Rivas, big save right there. And we go back to Portland. Todd Sauerbrunn boots it away. What a kick that was by Sauerbrunn. So what should have been good field position for Portland. They end up getting the ball relatively close here. Well, this 4th quarter is going to be rather interesting, folks. Undefeated season on the line for Portland. They've had their chances, man. Oh, Terrell Davis. How about that? That was, I believe that was Richard Sherman who cut that one off. But 2 red zone interceptions has kind of forced the Lumberjacks into this situation where they're playing for their undefeated lives. And Schofner, well, we were being hard on him all day, but he makes a big catch right there. All right, folks, this 4th quarter will be a good one. Undefeated season on the line for the Lumberjacks. Or will it be the Aviators getting their 4th win of the year? Wilson to Marcellus Bennett. Our battery's low. That's no good. Well, we'll just have to deal with that. We'll charge it after the game, huh? Good job by Marcellus Bennett there. Wilson rolling out, and he is going to run it here, and he's going to get drilled out of bounds. Third and 3, and here's the thing, man. Just don't turn it over in the red zone. You kick a field goal, you got the lead. Think about that. If they weren't throwing INTs, even if they weren't getting touchdowns, it would be 13-9 right now if they were just successfully kicking field goals. Another successful drive for the Lumberjacks. We'll see if it results in points this time. They're going to go empty set. Isn't that Russell Wilson's legacy? Just run the ball. Don't throw it. But they're going to throw it again. Pressure coming, and Wilson eats a sack. Hayward coming in, taking down Russ, and now I think if you're the now the game wants us to throw it. I think if you're the Lumberjacks, you just try to get a field goal here and take the lead. They are going to line up in the gun, but it's going to be a screen. And Terrell Davis is able to get a bunch of yards out of that, but Portland very wisely playing this one safe. And they're going to elect to go ahead and take the field goal and try to take their first lead of the game. So here we go. And this one is good. The Lumberjacks. Ray Wersching. The Lumberjacks, undefeated, get their first lead of the game, and that missed extra point is coming back to haunt the Aviators. How will Columbus respond? I would have to imagine that it's going to be all Joe Montana on this drive. You would have to imagine, as much as Bo Jackson has struggled today. Incomplete, looking for Bo. First down, Winslow.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
They only need to get in a field goal range, too. But there's still a lot of time now. Let's not look at this like, okay, it's a drive against the clock. There's still, obviously, a lot of time left for the Lumberjacks. Pressure coming, just getting rid of that one to Bo Jackson, who brings it in. Montana, a nice outing here for the Aviators. Pressure coming again, tried to slide that one in, incomplete. Third and 6 for Columbus. Montana finds Burrow. Did he get the first down? Yes, they did. 20 of 25 for Joe Montana in this game for the Aviators.
Ready. 70, Indy.
What's the flag? Offsides against Portland. Aviators in field goal range, now up to the 34. Pressure coming, Montana. That one swatted away. Knocked away by Lance Briggs. And as you can see, they've just completely eliminated Bo Jackson. It is just all throwing right now. Well, I say eliminate Jackson from the rushing game. He's still catching him like nobody's business. But now you're in a 3rd and 2 situation. It's an opportunity where you can try to let Bo make his presence known here. If not, you just take the field goal, get the lead back. They give it to Jackson, and he's got the first down. Well, we talked about it. Low-scoring game, but plenty of excitement. A lot of yards on both sides. It has been a highly contested battle between number 3, Portland, and the Columbus Aviators. Back to the passing attack, and Montana is sacked. Lance Briggs does it again. So that kind of knocked them back a little bit. They got to try to get back into field goal range.
Come on, set, 30 base. Tight end right. Deep rip.
Wide open is Taylor, and it's a first down. Lionel Taylor left way open. And Columbus answering undefeated Portland right now with this drive. Oh, Bo Jackson kind of juked right into enemy territory there. Second and 5. Outside to Bo. Trying to get some blocks. Are they going to give him the first? They will not. 3rd and inches. The Lumberjacks run out of time, though. Straight up the gut. Touchdown. 2nd of the day for Jackson. And the Aviators back on top. And if you're the Columbus Aviators, you got to go ahead and go for 2 now. Because it's not going to matter if you don't get it. I mean, a field goal doesn't matter. But a touchdown is going to be the difference, and you can see they're telling them to go for it. So here we go. For 2 to make it a 7-point game. It's good. In the hands of Givens, and it is a 7-point game. Carol Pete can't believe it. Thought the game plan was strong in the second half. So it's going to come down to this, folks. The undefeated season for the Lumberjacks. It is 17-10. They got to get a touchdown to send it in overtime.
Let's go, baby.
And it's going to come down to Russell Wilson. I don't know how much of Terrell Davis we're going to see down the stretch here. I don't think they can afford to run the ball. All the timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. And Wilson is going to scramble. And he's going to heave it, and it's intercepted, and Schofner again just stands there and lets the defense take it away. I don't know what the heck he's doing today. He's had a really bad game. And that's most likely going to cost Portland. He just stands there. He literally stands there. When the ball is released, he's open. I don't know if he didn't realize that Sherman was going to be there, but you can see when Russ releases the ball, I mean, it's like a good 5 yards of distance here. And he just stands there. And instead of coming up and making a play on the ball, which is how the interception happened earlier, he lets Richard Sherman come up and steal it away. So struggles continue there as Russell Wilson, who was perfect coming into this one, has now thrown 3 interceptions. He's tripled his interception output in one game here. But the 2-minute warning, plus the opportunity for 2 more stops. However, you'd have to imagine Columbus is going to get a chip shot field goal here, so that would make it a 2-score game. And pretty much, I would assume, put this one out of reach. Well, Bo Jackson, of course, no better time than now to get your best run of the game in. Timeout called by the Lumberjacks. Boy, my upstairs neighbors the last 2 days have been about as noisy as can be, stomping around. How do you guys handle noisy upstairs neighbors? I've gone up there before and said, do you mind just, you know, not clomping around like there's elephants up there or something, but anyway. Sometimes I get on my chair and just pound the roof myself just to be like, hey, shut up there. Well, it's 1st and goal, and Portland not taking their timeout. We'll see if they burn any more after this run. But Bo Jackson, for as much as he's struggled, he's going to finish the day with 3 touchdowns, which is pretty good. And barring an epic comeback here involving 2 touchdowns and an onside kick, it's going to be Portland taking their first loss of the year. So we saw the New England Nightmare get their first win of the year. We'll see Portland suffer their first defeat of the year. And we haven't had any tweets, so that means right after this, we are going to bring you the LA Kiss and the Atlanta Dirty Birds. Tom Brady and Terry Bradshaw. How about that? The former Birmingham Maulers and Huntington Beach Killer Whales. As we said, Birmingham moving up to Atlanta, partnering with the Falcons. And, of course, the LA Kiss. The Killer Whales selling to Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. So it's about a 3-hour trip from Huntington Beach to LA. And, oh my God, it's another interception. Well, Russell Wilson finishes with 4 INTs here today. Frustrated Russell Wilson as the undefeated season come to a close, and that was more of a fluky INT than anything else. And well, we saw that a number of times today with Marcellus Bennett struggling to make catches. And no more timeouts are going to be used here, so we'll go into clock chewing mode, and that's going to do it. Number 3 in the nation. They go down at the hands of the Aviators, so the Aviators will move to 4-3. And the Lumberjacks will fall to a pathetic 4-1. Or it'll be a, it'll be a 4-2 for the Lumberjacks and 4-1 for, 4-2 for the Aviators, 4-1 for the Lumberjacks. I get it right eventually. I get it straight. Well, there it is. The victory. Oh, great picture right there. So we'll take a pause here. I'm going to break this up into separate streams for you guys. So that way it's kind of an easier, a lighter watch. But I'm going to start the next stream right up after this. And it's going to be the LA Kiss and the Atlanta Dirty Birds. So you don't want to miss that one. If this excitement, if this action was any indicator, you're in store for another good one. But you can see some of the numbers right there. Montana won almost 80%, 266, no touchdowns, but plenty of goodness through the air. Russell Wilson, 170, 197, but the 4 INTs. And Terrell Davis ended up finishing with 81 yards. Smith with 72. Bo Jackson struggled a bit, but he ends up finishing with 3 touchdowns on the ground. So we are going to stop it here, but we will be back. We're going to start another stream, so these can be broken up into smaller, easier to digest pieces, if you will. You know, it's the algorithm. The algorithm likes the lighter uploads here. So we'll be right back, though. The Dirty Birds and the Kiss coming your way next. Your final: Aviators 24, Lumberjacks 10.